G'day guys, welcome and thanks for watching Fishing Adventures Hawke's Bay. Now if you're a boat owner, at some stage you're going to have to change the impeller on your motor. So in this video I'm going to show you how to change the impeller, but in this case the whole water pump, because this motor has been run dry and I'm pretty sure the whole water pump is melted and damaged. So in this video I'm going to show you how to replace the whole water pump and the impeller on your boat motor. So we'll start by loosening all the bolts. So the bolts has got is one at the back, one on the side, on either side, and then two on the bottom, and then there's one in top that then loosens up this anode, and at the bottom of that anode there's another one there that has to be loosened as well. So for the back three bolts we're just using a 16 spanner. So note that I haven't turned them out all the way. I just leave them sitting on the tip, so when I loosen the rest of the bolts, the whole gearbox doesn't just drop and fall on top of me. It will actually be stopped by that, and I can control it when I drop it. So next would be the two underneath. So they use an Imperial size 5/8 or 16 5/8 with a little socket to get in there. The next one would be to loosen up this anode, and that's a 1/2 inch. And that gets the anode out. This anode actually also needs replacing. It is a little bit on its way out already, but if you look in the bottom there's another bolt there that holds it in place. So now next we need to get rid of that bolt. It's also the 16 or 5/8. Right, so that's loose. Right, now you can see this motor hasn't dropped, or the gearbox hasn't dropped and fallen on top of me, because I've got them still secured with those back bolts. So next thing would be to remove those back bolts and slowly drop the gearbox. Great, so that's our gearbox dropped, and this is our water pump here. And as I can already see there, it's melted and there's some heat damage right there. So that water pump is totally stuffed, and that's why there's some more melted plastic. So that's going to be replaced, the whole thing. So for removing this water pump, we're going to need an 8 for this one, the small screw over there, and then a size 11 for these two on the sides, this side and that side, and then for the front is this 13 size 13 spanner. So if you don't want to be confused, look at how I arranged it. That one is the one that went on the tip, the two on the sides in front, the two in the bottom, and then on my water pump the one in the front, the two on the sides, and the screw on the left hand side. And that's exactly how it goes back. When I put it back, I know exactly where all those nuts would go. So taking the water pump apart, we just start by lifting up the top cover, and that just lifts out and slides all the way to the top. In this case the impeller is embedded inside of that as well. And never lose the keyway. There's a flat bit on this shaft. If you can see, there's a flat bit, and that keyway sits in the flat bit, and that slides into the impeller, and the impeller would be sitting, if I can get this impeller out, look at that, totally melted in there. That's stuffed. That is totally stuffed. So that impeller has a little groove on the inside, and that groove of the keyway would be sitting and sliding in there, which keeps the impeller in place when it's on the shaft on that little flat bit. So never lose this. If you lose this, your impeller won't turn. Now this is there's just some seals. There's one seal that's now lost. It goes on to that bit, and then you've got the steel seal over there, and that has another rubber seal. That rubber seal is totally damaged. This whole thing is going to be replaced. See, that seal is totally gone. Now at the bottom, and this is what I was scared of that would happen, is this bottom part. Normally when you change your impeller kit, you only change the top half with all the seals in the impeller, and you get this all in one kit. But this bottom half is another kit, and I was scared that this was going to be burned or melted, and sure enough, it's all damaged. So you got to get that out and replace that as well. Luckily I did order a new bottom half as well, so I'll just lift that up. Get that out as well. Right, and that just slides up and comes right out. Right, so yep, you can see all the heat damage, the discoloration on that bottom plastic, and the plastic there is just totally melted. So this one is stuffed. We also got to clean up all of that corrosion inside there, try and get rid of all the corrosion, clean it up nicely, and then put some grease, just re-grease the whole thing so that it doesn't yeah, there's another seal. So that seal's totally stuffed as well. We'll replace all of that, and then we'll just get rid of some of or most of this corrosion that's in there, and then give it a good greasing as well. As you can see, this new part, the new bottom half, actually comes with this piece over here, which you can see is out on this one, and if you look in there, it looks like that is still stuck in there. So I'm going to try and get that out with just some flat drive screwdrivers and try and wedge that and get it out from there. Right, so that popped right out, and there's a O-ring or seal around there. So now we can see what it looks like inside there. There's the bearing with the shaft spins on, so we'll clean that up and give it a nice grease. So in the kit with the bottom half, it comes with a bottom half bit and then a bunch of seals and an O-ring, and then in the top half kit it comes with the top cover, the pump, the little pipe that goes in there for pushing up the water through your motor. It has the steel gasket. You get the impeller, goes in there, and then another kit with seals. So all these seals will just be double up, it will just be spares, because we are going to use these ones that came with the bottom kit, and this just doubles up, so that's all just spare. So the way this all comes together is this will fit over your shaft, but first of all you need the one with the big hole, and that will go in like that, So that sits at the bottom when you put it in. Just make sure you've got everything there. Alright, so on top of that you will have the other seal, and you line that up with the holes that goes on there. On top of that you'll have your steel gasket that goes over the top of that, and then on top of this you'll have another seal, and this will line up, making sure you got it the right way around. And then on top of that you'll have your impeller and your top cover that will go onto that, and that's how it sits. But first of all, you've got this round seal that has to go, there's a groove on that one, and that has to go in that groove. So you put that one on first. Yep, so that sits in there, and that will seal it on the bottom. So then we'll start by putting the gaskets together, making sure we got them the right way around when we put them on. Holes line up. So first gasket will go on over the shaft and down, and that fits in there. So then the second one would be putting your bottom half in, so that just slides over the shaft. And you got to press it to get it in, make sure it clips in properly. Then you would have this seal next. Slide that over. Okay, that sits nice and snug. Then your steel, making sure that that doesn't face up, because that will eat your impeller. It's got to be facing down. That's in there. The next one this way around, making sure that all those grooves and holes line up the right way. Next will be your impeller. So we'll get that key roof, we'll stick that on there. And then slide your impeller over. Looks like it's all sides same side, so any way around. And then just make sure that that key roof goes into the right slot, lines up, and it slides right in. It'll sit right there. It'll sit right there. Then the next step would be your top cover of the water pump, and that will slide in over the top of that. Okay, and that's all in place. So when we tighten these bolts, that bottom part will squeeze in, and will form a tight seal. So we'll start by putting these side ones on, getting them tied down a little bit till we get a little bit thread there, and then tying that one on, and that will push the whole thing inside those holes and seal it off. Just a quick tip, when you're putting the gearbox back on the motor, you want to make sure these splines are nice and clean, and then you want to put some grease on the top of this shaft. Don't put it in the splines, put it on the top of this shaft. And another little tip, if you don't have grease, good old Vaseline does the job. Make sure that this water pump fitting lines up with a pipe inside there. That actually takes the water up and through your motor. Another thing is, you want to make sure your selector goes into, your gear selector goes in as well in place, and do not move that at all when you're taking it down. There we go, and we're in. So I'm just going to pop this one over the back, try and keep it in place, and then slowly start by fastening the other ones. There you go. Gear selector's in. Make sure the gear selector goes in, otherwise you won't have any gears. Now it's just a matter of tightening all these bolts up, and once we're done, we'll give it a good start, put some water on it, and make sure that the telltale is actually there's actually some water coming out the telltale, and also it's got some telltales at the bottom here which I could see immediately when the water wasn't pumping. There was nothing coming out these holes as well. So we'll get that together and then we'll get back to you. We put some water on it. The telltale is actually producing some water coming out the telltale, and also those bottom ones, it wasn't anything, there wasn't anything coming out through them before, so they are also showing that the water pump is actually working now. And yeah, I'll let it run for about half hour or so, just make sure that it doesn't overheat and everything works well. And then I'll probably have it put on a pressure test as well, do a pressure test on the motor, just to make sure that when this motor overheated that there wasn't any damage to the motor itself, and then otherwise we should be good to go. So guys, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I make all sorts of fishing related videos just like this one and many more. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. If you've missed this video, then click on this link, and if you've missed that video, then click on that link. Click on the logo below to become part of my family.